Welcome to Career and College Matters. I'm your host, Dr. Mildred Charles, and I want to sincerely thank you for tuning into this show. The purpose of our show is to discuss important information about today's college and career concerns. Our goal is to inform, inspire, and empower our viewing audience with information that can help you achieve college and career success. Well, audience, today I am so excited to have Crystal and Courtney Matthews. They are, wait for it again, they are two siblings who make up part of a quadruplet family. And I want to talk to them. Our topic today is the Matthews Quadruplets, College and Career Ready for Success. So thank you, young ladies, for being here on the show. Tell the audience, what was it like growing up in a family of quads?
I think it was pretty normal for us since that's all we knew. But people will always ask us, how is it like being a quad? Like, you have to share the same birthday, you have to share everything. But for us, sharing everything, having the same birthday, it was normal for us. It's like growing up with automatic friends, like a group of friends, since it's four of us. So it was normal, because I can't really compare it to not being a quad. So I guess it was just the normal for us.
It was just a way of life.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, we're all extremely close. Me and my sister were like best friends. My brothers are really close too. So it was like having a best friend growing up. So it's very nice.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because they always say, I mean, I grew up with two siblings. I was the oldest. And my sister and I, we were about 13 months apart, but we had sibling rivalry. So to hear that the two of you obviously, you know, are very close, did you have any challenges growing up, or was it more so just growing up with siblings who were like best friends?
I mean, yeah, we had our disagreements and fights, and when we grew up, we had like different sets of friends. So at school, we didn't really, I mean, we hung out at school, but we still had our own sets of friends or own set of neighborhood friends, but we were all, you know, still hang out
and once we got home,
at the same time.
It was just us, so we're still close.
Okay, good. So then what was K through 12 like for you, going through high school?
It was nice. I felt like everybody wanted to be our friend because it wasn't really normal to be best friends with a quad. So it was like, oh my God, that's so cool. So I feel like a lot of people like gravitated towards us because we were different than what they usually see.
Absolutely. So you were considered popular kids, basically.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Everyone just knew that we were.
Yeah, those are the quads.
Those are the quads in the school.
So,
okay.
So in like elementary school, we would have the same class. Like maybe one of the boys and one of the girls would share a class, and then another girl, another boy would share a class.
Okay.
So it was always one of us in the same class with another.
Yeah, and it wasn't until 6th grade, me and Crystal actually had a class together.
Same
Together,
class.
wow.
Yeah.
So but they had limited it to just the two of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we never, I guess from all of elementary school, all four of us were never in the same class.
Never. Wow. Okay. What would that have been like if the four of you were in the same class?
I feel like we would get tired of each other a little bit,
God.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the teacher would probably have to separate us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, tell us a little bit about your parents. You know, as our viewing audience knows, we had the opportunity of meeting them. You know, how would you describe your parents?
I would describe them as being very supportive, and we're actually blessed to have, you know, two parents that are loving and
they support
caring.
us through whatever we go through from when we were small until now. And I feel like the love for us and their support, it doesn't stop after school, and it just keeps on going.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, is there an extended family that's involved?
Oh yes, we have a lot of aunts on both sides of our mom's side of her parents and my dad's parents. We're all close, and they support us a lot as well.
Okay.
Yes. call them like my village.
Your
Yeah,
village.
it takes a
a
village.
village
It takes a village.
to raise a child, so we really do have that village.
Okay. And so what about cousins? I mean, did you have a lot of cousins that were involved in your life, or did they just all figure, oh, they have each other, they're good?
Oh no, our cousins we're all close too.
Yeah,
So-
we're all really close.
We have a really large family of not just us, but extended family as well.
Okay.
So we're all close.
So then how often do you and your family get together, if that's the case?
Probably too
every
much.
day. Every day.
Every day,
This is- yeah.
every other day,
We see
every
it-
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a really close family.
yeah,
Some people might say almost too close.
too close.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
and our family, they don't live far from us. So
yeah,
we
so
see
we
them a
all
lot.
live like 10,
Down the
15,
street.
20-minute distance from each other. So we're all like really close, have family dinners on the weekends
Oh my
and
gosh.
things like that. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you understand, like, even though, like, as you were growing up, the uniqueness of being part of a quadruplet set? I mean, like you mentioned earlier, you felt like it was normal, but like as you're getting older, do you feel how unique it is to be part of the setup?
in a way, but I still kind of feel like
It's just us.
It's just all we know. When people
Yeah.
would come and be like so amazed, we would just, you know,
Like, yes.
okay. Like we, like growing up, I think we actually didn't like really talking about it or telling people as much.
Because once you
Because
tell
once
everybody
you,
you're
yeah,
quad,
once you
have
tell
to-
somebody, that's all they want to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
all they want to bring up, and then you're kind
yeah,
of
it's not just one question. There's
yeah,
more questions
It brings
to go
on
along with that.
questions.
So it's like
Yeah.
kind of sometimes you don't want to say it like when you first meet somebody because it's like it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Like
It
you have to
does.
explain, go
Sometimes
on
we
and
would
on.
just tell them that we're just like twins.
Yeah,
to
if it's
seem-
just me and Crystal,
seem more
sometimes-
normal. Because
yeah.
if we say we're quads to like a complete stranger, then that starts like a whole list.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nothing that like we were ashamed of or anything.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
But what do you do to maintain your individual identities?
I think you just have to do individual things or have something different that sets you apart. Because when you're a multiple, you're used to being group. So I think the struggle is finding your individuality within that. I think it's something that I kind of still kind of struggle with. I'm always used to being in a group, but you have to know that, you know, you're your own unique person in everything you do. You're not always going to have like your siblings. 'Cause all of elementary school, middle school, high school, and even college, we were still together. But then you have to realize, starting, you know, your career, I can't start my career with her. We can't start in the, you know,
Yeah.
the same job. You do have to separate. So I think that was kind of a challenge, but you know, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, and even down to our first job, me and Crystal worked together for years.
Wow.
And when I went to the job I have now, it's like I missed her. Like I wonder, like, what is she doing right now?
Wow.
So
That is
yeah.
so
And I feel
wonderful.
like you have to find time for yourself too.
Yeah, your own
Absolutely.
unique, you know, not just work, but you know, activities and
Yeah.
you know, different things that you know
Hobbies.
hobbies that set you apart that you don't always, you know, have with someone else.
Absolutely. And so, as you know, the show is called Career and College Matters. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like, you know, and going to college with your siblings?
Well, I think it was pretty fun. I mean, we didn't have to really go out and find friends since Crystal was my first roommate.
Yeah,
So-
we didn't have the roommate horror
Yeah.
story that a lot of people
Yeah.
have
So and
because we
then
lived together.
it was nice that I didn't really feel alone too much because I had her and I had Bryan as well.
Okay.
So
So, what did you both major in when you attended college?
I majored in English with a
Okay.
minor in communications.
English and with a minor in
and I majored in
communication.
rehab services. It's like a counseling field.
Okay.
So and I plan to get my master's soon in social work.
Okay, great.
Hopefully in the fall.
Oh, in the fall.
Yeah.
Do you know what school you
No, I
want?
haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of your professional careers, because you ladies are so gorgeous.
Thank you.
But you know, you look very young. Though.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yes.
it's amazing to know that you're out there in the career world. So what is it? What do you do, if you don't mind me asking, professionally, and where do you work?
Well, right now, I'm a customer service representative at the Library of Congress.
Wow,
Yes.
impressive. Wow, okay.
And I'm a human resource specialist with the Administrative Office of the United States Courts.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
amazing. How did the both of you land these awesome jobs?
Just
careers.
applying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes persistence. Like, you can't just graduate. I think I had to learn I can't just graduate from college and a week later have a job offer. It took
Patience.
Yeah. And took me 7 months to, land the position I'm in
Oh wow.
right now. So it's not, and even now that I think about it, 7 months, that wasn't that long. Like, it seemed long, but it wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
So then what tips would you give? You said patience. What tips would you give other young people, because they do get discouraged, when they finish graduating college and then now they have to look for work, and some of them are unemployed, maybe living at home, but we don't ever want them to feel like anything's wrong. So what would you say to young people your age who are in the process of looking for a job in their career?
Well, I would tell them just to keep trying. Don't give up. You will find something that you like. Maybe it might take longer than you expected it to, but just have patience, take your time, and you'll find something.
That's great.
And I would say just apply to just all the jobs that, you can. It takes patience and use your resources.
Now tell us a little bit before we finish, when you say that, because you're a perfect example, how many job
I applied probably like 170 jobs
170
before I got even a call back. So it takes time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So persistence is also another
persistence.
strategy. Okay, great. Well, I just want to commend the both of you for just being such wonderful young adults, and for succeeding in college, graduating on time, and transitioning into your career, and just coming on the show and sharing your story. You definitely are unique, and it's very fascinating to meet you. Thank you again. So audience, we're asking you to hang in there with us. We'll be right back so that you could meet the other half of the quads. Thank you so much.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
All right, welcome back, audience. Again, we're just so happy. Today we are talking to the Matthews Quadruplets about college and career, and how they are college and career ready for success. As you know, we just had their sisters on, and today would like to welcome Rob Matthews and Bryan Matthews, the other half of the quads. So, young men, what was it like? The same question I asked your sister earlier. What was it like growing up as a sibling in a set of quads, in a family of quads?
That's kind of interesting. It's, for the most part, it's the same. I don't want to say the same. It's normal. So because it's not like we grew up any other way, it's interesting. You always have a friend. You always have someone there. You always could play 2-on-2 basketball or anything like that. So you always got somebody.
So same thing for you, was normal?
Yeah, it was pretty normal. Like, we never we never really looked at it as something that was like really unique or special. It was mainly special to other people, but to us it was just like, well, I've always been a quad. I don't know anything. I don't know any other way, so it was pretty normal for us. I could always say it was always fun, because we always had, like he said, we always had somebody to play 2-on-2 basketball with. We always had games to play, so you couldn't really be lonely in our house, because we always had somebody. So I would say me and my brother are kind of like twins, and my sisters are kind of like twins too.
Yeah, so. Like 2 sets of twins who happen to be quads.
And that's what happens. Every time you tell someone you're a quad, they said, oh, so you're a twin.
Yeah.
And then you say no. Well, it's two of you guys, so you're twins. And then you have to explain, no, I'm a quadruplet and not a twin. So
Yeah.
everyone always.
Sometimes it's easier for you to say we're kind of like two sets of twins, but together, because some people are like really confused
Yeah.
about, like super confused. So
It is confusing,
Yeah.
but I think it's the reason why it's so confusing. It's because it's something that's so
yeah.
out of the ordinary,
Right.
which makes, the story very fascinating. So what do you do to keep your individual identities?
Me personally, I know I didn't go to the same school as the three
Yes.
of them. As you know,
Yeah.
they went to Maryland Eastern Shore.
You're
So
the rogue
Yeah,
child,
so I
right?
ended up going to Bowie State. Go Dogs.
Okay,
And,
go dogs, right?
So, I don't know. I kind of I don't want to say discovered myself, but I gained more of an individual like perspective on myself when I went away. Not went away because I stayed home, but just went by myself. So, but that's for the most part what I do.
And if I'm not mistaken, you are the oldest.
Yes,
Of
if you could say that. Yeah.
Okay, and what about you, Bryan? What do you
I would
do?
say I still struggle with that, like individuality, because when it comes to being a quadruplet, you share like so many things. Like you share your birthday, so you could say when people say the idea of this is my birthday, you think that this is I'm talking about one person, but when we say our birthday most of the time. So individuality and being a quad is kind of hard. So I still struggle with that. But I would say one way that you can do that is to find something that you enjoy, or find something that separates you from the group, and
Okay.
that helps. So we all have our own separate interests and things that our passions are different, stuff like that. So
Absolutely. And you're still at Bowie, and you're
Right.
getting ready to graduate.
Yeah. So I'm be graduating May 22nd.
Okay,
With
great.
major was communications. Got my minor in math.
Okay,
So
that's wonderful. And what about you, Bryan? Where do you?
I graduated last December from the
Okay.
University of Maryland Eastern Shore, summa
Okay.
cum laude.
Okay, summa
Um,
cum laude.
Yeah, so
And from what I understand, you're all siblings. All of you graduated summa cum laude in high school. Is that correct?
yes, in college. My
And
sisters,
college.
yes.
Oh wow, that's a family of brainiacs too. That's wonderful. Okay, so where are you right now, career-wise, Bryan?
So well, I graduated last month with my study was social studies education. So that was basically teaching. So I'm in the secondary field. I'm still looking for a job right now, but I'm looking forward to next school year, mainly so I can get like a permanent position, because right now it's the middle of the school year. So,
Okay.
but I'm definitely into the public school field for teaching.
And that's a field where we need more African American men. So
Yes.
the fact that you're willing to do that and to serve,
Yes.
and be a wonderful role model, that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And what about you, Rob?
So currently, I'm a member service representative at Money One Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
But once I graduate, I plan on going to the Air Force.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I want
Okay.
to serve.
Okay, so you want to go to the Air Force, and do you want to take time off, or do you want to go immediately?
Now I kind of
after?
want to go immediately. I don't really want to waste any time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to get my master's too. So
Okay.
as soon as kind of let them pay a little with my master's, and just take all the training I get from there and apply it hopefully to a career field of my choice when I'm done.
That's wonderful. So, but when you go in, wouldn't you be going in as an officer since
So
you're
yeah, so I can
graduating?
either go in as officer, or I go in as enlisted, or anything like that. So, but with my degree, yeah, I'm eligible to go in as officer.
Okay. And also, if I'm not mistaken, you do ROTC.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
I did Army ROTC for like the first 3 years
Okay.
of college.
And as you know, the show is called Career and College Matters. So, can you tell the audience the benefits of what are the benefits going through ROTC?
ROTC is a very close family, so that's one good benefit. You always have a lot of people with you. It teaches you discipline. I would definitely say within like my first couple years of college, I needed that discipline. And it's not like high school where you have like study hall, so it's still a lot on your plate as far as what you have to do. But there's other, it's a chain of command. So with cadets, there's always like a first sergeant or a master sergeant. Everyone is always, they all have degrees too, or they're working on a degree. So it's no one you can't ask or no one you can't bond with as far as team building.
That's wonderful. That's great to know. And then Brian, in your industry, you going, to be a teacher, what are some benefits that you're seeing with that career choice?
Well, the benefits, especially for my demographic as an African American male, is that a lot of school systems are looking for you because you're almost like a commodity, because you're not common in that field.
Absolutely.
So, and then I apply it to the subject that I want to teach is social studies, and that social studies and history is very important for the kids of color to have people that look like them teaching them that subject, because they can connect to those stories personally, and they can provide a different perspective that other teachers who aren't of color can give them. So when we study the history of the United States, if it's coming from an African American male teacher, instead of what we see as the norm of other teachers that aren't African American males, we see a difference in the way we teach history. So if the kids can see a different perspective and they can get that different perspective, sometimes that's really needed. And that's a big part of why I chose that that topic of social studies.
And from what I understand also in the background is that you're in demand. You've already had several offers.
Yes, I had several offers, but they were on the Eastern Shore. So
Okay.
I don't live on the Eastern Shore, and
Okay.
I don't. So I went to school over there, but I kind of wanted to come back and be over here. So.
Okay, awesome. So what tips would you give to other young people who have siblings that are going to college at the same time?
I would say, as hard as this may be, don't make it a competition. So,
Yeah.
especially if they're
Good
going at the same
advice.
time, just like myself, you make it, it's good to have that competitive edge because it means you won't fall off. But also, it's an extra stressor on you to think that, oh, you want to keep up with this, you need to be going at this high pace. But college is more so a marathon and not a sprint.
That's
So you want to
good
run your own
advice.
race. You
Yes.
want to run your own race. You want to make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. You're not getting burnt out by the time it is your senior year or junior year, because you always want to keep your internships open. You always want to, and then have fun with it as well, because you're never going to get that time back. So if you have a sibling close in age and you guys are in college around the same time, run your own race and enjoy it.
Oh, spoken with true wisdom. That's
True wisdom,
that
I'm
is,
telling you.
that's like young people say, that's for real, right? Okay. What about you, Brian? What kind of advice?
I
Or
would say
that's what's up, right?
the best advice I can give somebody that's a multiple that's going to school is that do your own thing. So if you're a multiple, a lot of times you and your brothers or your sister get compared a lot, and
Yeah.
a lot of times some people see you and they're expecting, if you're alone, they're like, oh, where's your sister, where's your brother? So try to be an individual. So get whatever that you think is your niche, find it, do your own thing. So join your own organization. I joined my own organization at school that was separate from my sisters or anybody that was in my family. So that is really important as well. So if you're a multiple, don't go to school and just follow everything that your sibling does. Like, you need to be your own individual and find your niche.
And that's spoken with true wisdom. I
Yeah.
mean, seeing that you come from a family with quads, you're absolutely right. It would make sense that being your own individual and finding your own passion, your dad mentioned that as well. So we know that you couldn't have gotten this far without the support of your parents. They are amazing. So what would you say to them I know they know that you love them,
Mhm.
but what would you say to them if you had to just express the level of gratitude for everything that they've done?
I guess I would say just thank you just for being there, staying patient, because it is a lot of long nights. And sometimes you are irritated. Sometimes even though they know what you're going through, they're not in the nitty and gritty with you, but just being understanding and knowing that, okay, they're working on something, And then my dad, even I work full time, so sometimes I have long nights with school and work. I'll wake up, have my lunch prepared for the next day.
Oh,
even
wow,
though,
that is so
I'm 22,
cute.
he'll still have my lunch prepared. So it's just the little things. So I would just say thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I would say I can't really put it into words, but thank you for just being there, understanding. And since I didn't stay home like he did, I went to school like 2.5 hours away. So whenever I was stressed out or something, I had to call my mom sometimes or call my dad and ask them for advice in whatever situation. And my grandparents were really supportive as well. So everybody just did it together. It was a family effort of help, and having that family support with my sisters being at school with me also was really helpful as well.
And having your sisters being able to cook for you off
Oh,
campus
yeah.
too, so that's that's wonderful.
And my sister Courtney, she was like the family nurse.
Oh,
she
wow.
took care of us when me and Crystal, when we were sick. So.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more to say thank you. I mean, your family truly demonstrates, it feels like there's just so much love and closeness, and you know, and in this kind of crazy world with all the dysfunction that goes on, it's really refreshing to have guests such as yourselves and your siblings and your parents to come in and share the incredible story of being a quad and how you're transitioning from college to career and ready for success. So we want to thank you so much
Thank you
for
as well.
coming on the show. Well, audience, there you have it, the Matthews Quadruplets, and we're just so happy to that you were able to tune in. We want to thank you, and we look forward to having you back with us next week. Thank you so much. Have a great day.